Natalie and Jerome. Pleased to introduce Natalie Quilter and Jerome Rock from Notting Hill Genesis, one of London's largest not-for-profit housing associations. So thank you both for joining us, and please unmute yourselves. Natalie is the HR operational lead at Notting Hill Genesis. She's also race ally, LGBTQ plus ally, mental health first aider, and chair the Carers Network. Natalie was also noted amongst the most inspiring DEI leaders to follow in 2023 by CIO Views magazine. Jerome is a service improvement team leader and co-chair of the staff network for ethnically diverse colleagues. He's been nominated for the Ethnicity in Housing Support Colleague Award, not once, but twice. And if you unmute it, and can we have the spotlight on Natalie and Jerome? So thank you both for being here. So to set the scene for our next breakout, in the next 3 minutes, time starts now, how are you engaging active allies, and what active allies can do to make an impact? So if I could go to you first, Natalie, what is allyship, and what have NHG done to address the need for race allyship?
Yeah, thanks, Javed. So in the creation of our Race at Work action plan, some things that our colleagues expressed, there were clear themes around solidarity and support, but also a recognition that talking about race can be divisive and uncomfortable for a host of complex reasons as well. And as I know, everyone on this call here, allyship is one way to address that, as it provides a vehicle for learning, creating that unity and building those trusting relationships. So following on from that, we launched our first race allyship programme, and we now have about 50 race allies in the business. And whilst ranging from junior members of staff, this goes all the way up to our executive board, and they actually mainly comprise of our senior leaders, such as heads of and directors. Everyone completed comprehensive training so they can support all staff with matters related to race. And this is alongside actively challenging barriers to progression for ethnically diverse staff and facilitating those thought-provoking conversations on a regular basis, not just during awareness weeks or months like this.
Brilliant. And because I heard like mental health first aid England allies for mental health in the past. So how are people aware of race allies? How can they find them?
So all of our race allies, they've signed up to our race allyship pledge, which is shared and is visible to the whole business via our intranet. And it basically includes various tasks under 3 themes. And these are: I'm here to act, I'm here to listen, and I'm part of the change. And it's really important to share those responsibilities online so that everyone is aware of them. But myself, as well as a race ally, we can also be held accountable by colleagues too. They've been in place since about 2 years, and alongside some successful mentorships, which has led to promotions, which I'm very happy about. Most recently, we've been going through a restructure in our operations department, and the race allies have actually been delivering recruitment ready workshops, and that's basically to help remove barriers across all tiers so that we can tap into the many sort of talent pools across the business. Something which is really positive for me as well, we meet on a bi-monthly basis and also have an active team channel to share ideas, learning and support one another as well. And our director of recruitment is also a race ally, and he's also the sponsor of Culture Energy, our ethnically diverse network, which Jerome is chair of. And whilst our staff network chairs and executive board sponsors meet every 6 weeks, by having this connection, it means there's a continued conversations between the staff network, the race allyship group and senior leadership, making sure that that conversation never stops and that real change happens as well.
Brilliant, fantastic. Sounds like it run like a business, which is brilliant. And I heard the Listen Act change in there, which is double brilliant. So thank you. The theme for Race Equality Week. So Jerome, I think we're all focused about impact. So what active allies can do to make an impact that makes a difference?
So I always get asked, I get asked this question quite a lot about active allies and what is the difference. And to me, an active ally is not just somebody that's going to join the meetings and get involved in group discussions, but a real active ally, and what is as seen as being successful for us is that ally who speaks in a room that you're not in. So at the moment, what we have is that in most scenarios, from say a heads of level and above, the ethnically diverse colleagues start to fizzle out. And trying to get into those spaces, there's going to be lots of meetings in those spaces. And I think that the active allies are the ones that continue those conversations behind closed doors. So when you get into that meeting and there's no ethnically diverse colleagues in that meeting, the conversations still continue. And I think that that is one of the main successes for our own active allies. So our active allies are the ones that hear our concerns and then help us to get the data, put it into writing, and present it back to the organization. And to me, I feel that that is one of the biggest kind of roles an active ally can do.
I think that's great, especially in where you know, in certain organizations, departments, or levels, there's less representation. So actually, to guarantee the voice being in that room, I think that's huge. So thank you for sharing that, Jerome. Thank you.
No problem.
And Natalie, a quick summary about how you think the 5-day challenge can help organizations.
Yeah, I know that there's lots of race allies here on the call, and it can be hard knowing where to start sometimes. But we found the 5-day challenge a really powerful tool. So we've done this over the last 2 years, and we found it's really helped us sort of foster those real conversations between colleagues. But most importantly, for an ally, it allows you to take a step back and reflect on your own behaviours. And it's also, I know that we've only got a very short time, but it's really simple, it's bite-sized, and it's a really highly effective tool for making that conversation continue, because that's what we're really trying to drive at Notting Hill Genesis. Is it's not just during Awareness Week, it's an everyday conversation. So use the 5-day challenge to be that catalyst for ongoing change.
And we'll provide links to that later. So thank you both. Thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Natalie. Really appreciate that.